Welcome to She Moves Bravely, a podcast dedicated to empowering women through stories of resilience, courage, and success. I'm your host, Shantae Dent. Today, I have the honor of introducing you to a woman who moves bravely. Her name is Soodabeh Mokry. Soodabeh, welcome to the show.
Hi, Shante. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm very excited and honored to be on your show.
Well, I am excited to share your story with more women. We briefly discussed the importance of encouraging women and just being another voice for women to know that they are not alone. I'm going to pass the baton on to you, Soodabeh. What have you overcome?
Thank you so much. Well, I have gone through a lot in my life, and the most important part of my journey was experiencing everything that I have experienced is believing in myself and knowing and trusting that I am not alone in my journey. One of the thoughts and beliefs that I grew up with, that was my perception that I wasn't good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not wise enough. I'm not beautiful enough. And anything enough, I was not good. That was my perception growing up as a child. And I lost my father when I was 13 years old. I was the oldest of four children, and the little one was 2 year old, my brother. My mom was a teacher, and my parents had been adopting a girl my age who had lost her parents in an earthquake. So my mom had to take care of five kids. I was the oldest of 13 and the youngest was two. I became a caregiver as a result of my mom had to provide for us, had to work two jobs as a teacher and to, provide for us. In that, growing up with that mentality that first to begin with, that I am not good enough, and then losing my father, I experienced a long journey with depression. And when we have that certain belief about who we are, which is a false belief because of what we have learned growing up, the world around us, the life, brings experiences. The one to prove that we believe the right thing. Hey, see, I'm not good, right? And the purpose is to get us out of that thought, like you need to do something about it. You need to figure out who you are and become the best version of yourself.
It's true. Yeah. And a lot of times, unfortunately, that's where a lot of those negative mindsets and thoughts begin in childhood. And it's something about being that child, we're vulnerable and we believe what we see, we believe what we hear. And that became your truth. And interesting enough, before you proceed, I'm thinking, wow, what correlation here where you go from the sad tragedy of losing your father, and that's layered on not being good enough, yet rising to the plate of being that caregiver, which in and of itself shows so much strength. But there is that truth where we believe we're not good enough, and we're not even able to see this incredible step of being that caretaker for your siblings. What else transpired? Stood in that role, caring for your siblings, and as time went by, what were some of the other areas that you had to work through and overcome?
Right. And that's a great question. When I graduated from high school, I wanted to be a doctor. Growing up, for some reason, I was really, really young, and everybody would ask me, sometimes we ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? I would say, I want to be a doctor or a teacher. I had no idea why I want that. I didn't know that would be later on, would become my life purpose and passion in life. And the doctor and the teaching would come together. I am not a
Mm.
doctor now. Just let me put that out there. And so my mom wanted to be a nurse, and she said, why don't you go to nursing school? I'm like, okay. So I thought I'm going to go become a nurse, and I fell in love with it
Mm. Yeah.
because from the age of 13 and 14, I took care of other people. I always put the needs of other people in front of me. And I think that was one of the blessings in my life that made me to feel great about myself, because when I was at work as a nurse,
Mhm.
still am, I feel that that is my calling, that is my mission, that is my purpose, to provide that safest space for people. However, a lot of things happened in that middle that I need to also bring it as part of my journey, and where it got me to where I am today is when I was 19 years old. And those people that they don't know, I am from Iran, and I was there when the revolution took place. And as a result of the revolution and the way that government wanted everybody to follow their ideology of what it was, closing the universities, the colleges, to expelling professors and everybody. And one day after, I was still going to nursing school, and they decided all the professors, the teachers, the students go and have a peaceful strike, to say you cannot just close all the colleges and university, because it is not possible. And it was in that place that I was captured, I was tortured, and I was beaten into a coma. My family had no idea where I was, as I was um, missing in action for a week. And when I came back to life, and so many things happened, that it is the journey is in my books that I speak about it. I asked why I was saved, because there were lots of people that lost their lives. There were people that they were shot, they were paralyzed, there were people that were raped, and all of those things that happened. And I questioned that. Why me? Why am I here? I didn't want to be alive. Why am I here? Why did you save me? And add that again on the top of my journey with depression, with not good enough, and why am I here? And asking. I was able to get married a few years back, and both of us, my husband, which it is an ex-husband now, and we were activists. We wanted a freedom, and in that journey, my husband said one day that he needed to move, get escape from the country.
Mm.
And I was pregnant 7 months with my second child, my daughter, and my son was about 4.5 years old. Um, I had no way. I couldn't go. I mean, you cannot have a pregnant woman with the kids and just try to escape the country. Make the long story short, it took about 3 years before I was able to join him here in America. And it was about 33 years ago. I am going to go a little bit back in between. Couple of years after my husband left, and my family started saying he doesn't want you, he doesn't want to bring you to
Mm,
America. And my brother, who was a year and a half younger than me, and he said, let me get my passport, take you to Turkey, to American embassy, because we didn't have American embassy in Iran. So maybe they feel sorry for you. You are with your two kids. Maybe they can help you. Because we at that time we had no idea when I will be able to come. I was afraid of my life. I was working literally 15 days in a row as a nurse, one day off, 15 days at a row, because I didn't have an income. I mean, I didn't have any other way
mhm,
beside my income as a nurse and to provide for my family, because he couldn't either. And he was married. They had a 4.5-year-old son, and his wife was pregnant 7 months, and he passed away in a car accident. It's just you can believe like how much a person can tolerate in such young age. And I was angry at God. I was mad. I was questioning, why me? Why didn't you sacrifice me, my children? I mean, he had a life. I don't have anything. I don't believe in anything. So, make the long story short, in a couple of months, I was able to come and join him in America when I found out that my family was right. He had a life of his own. The
mhm,
only reason that he brought me here, or he brought us here, it was because he felt sorry for me
mhm,
after losing my brother.
mhm, mhm.
When I came here and I found out, I thought it was violence there in that family. And then I decided, I said, I think that you need to go your way and I will figure it out.
Mhm.
I was so desperate and heartbroken that I decided, okay, my life doesn't matter anymore, and I don't deserve to live anymore. But when I failed in that attempt,
Mhm.
then I thought, okay, God, let's just talk.
Oh, that's a good place to start. Yeah.
Come on, God, tell me what are you doing? What is your
Mhm,
plan for me?
mhm,
Because I thought that God wouldn't bring me so far
mhm,
to put me in that place that I didn't have money, I didn't have family or friends, I didn't have anything. I didn't have any support, and I couldn't even speak English. So I had to literally learn to speak. I was a nurse for 10 years, go back to school and learn everything. And this is where it came from all this. I'm gonna let you to speak a little
This
bit.
is, I mean, I'm intrigued. I am in awe, like speechless. You didn't even know like what was carrying you, how you were able to endure and get through from the trauma of being captured, beaten, unconscious, husband's gone to another country, you're raising children, working extremely long shifts. And when that glimmer of hope manifests through your brother, tragically, he loses his life. And I'm wondering, is that was that equivalent to you losing hope? I could see you saying, okay, God, let's talk. We need to have a conversation. You were asking those common questions, why me? Why me? And even that attempt to say, I'm done. It's probably better off that I'm no longer here on earth. And that didn't succeed. You have this incredible journey of resilience. And when you end up in the States, in America, it's, as you mentioned, what your family confirmed that the husband who had left years prior had began a family of his own. I imagine that added another layer.
Yep.
Yet you persevered. And from that moment on, how did you navigate? You had the talk with God, and where did you go from there?
Yes, it's just I somehow deep within me at that point I knew that God has a plan for me. And right now that I'm talking, I get goosebumps still after 33 years every
Yeah.
time I talk. And I'm like, okay, um, show me the way. And it was like he brought angels in human form, literally,
Mhm.
strangers that came into my life, give my, take care of my kids, provided support, emotional support. I used to go to school to learn English, and my classmates, they would come and ask me questions, and it's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, you don't have anybody. They would
Mhm.
drive me to grocery store.
Mhm.
I had friends that they would stay in middle of the night in emergency room because my kids were sick. I don't know. I mean, I said, okay, you show me the way, and I will, take the next step. And
Mhm.
I went back to school. I learned the to speak, and my teacher as a English as a second language, she came and she talked with me, and she said, "Oh my God, you are a nurse. I can show you the way. There is this nursing program." One thing
Mhm.
after another got together, and I learned as I read more books, as I watched inspirational shows and all of that, it took me that, oh, okay, you saved me here because everybody that came into my life, like, oh my God, what a story. You have to write about this. I'm like, I write?
Oh, yeah.
English is my second language. What are you talking about me writing? So, and I did. I said, God help me. And the words that they are in my books definitely are not my words.
Yeah.
They are somebody else's words, means, higher power, God. And I had to do it. And because I found out this is who, this is the reason my brother died. This is the reason I was survived. This is the many reason after reason. It's, I have to speak.
Mhm.
I have to do that. And coming from a place of not good enough, I said, okay, then I am going to learn how to change these little thoughts and beliefs. And every time that we move, if we take actions and God creates, opens the door for us, and we feel more confident. That's how I began to become more confident, have confidence in myself. Like, what, I am smart. If I am learning these things, maybe I am smart, maybe I am good, maybe. And this little maybe after maybe after maybe helped me to say, I went to school and learned to become a certified hypnotherapist. So on the top of nursing, so
Mhm.
learn about mindset, because hypnosis was one of the many things that helped me to learn how to overcome the mindset, those limiting thoughts and beliefs that is always is in our head. Because we everything that we do, our actions, our behaviors, everything is based on 5% is only conscious level. 95% is based of everything in the subconscious level that we are not even have the access to it. So all of these things brought is just like literally God brought a big basket filled with different tools and modalities to tell me how I can help those that really want to help themselves.
Yeah, those that want to help themselves. When you moved here, you did not speak the language, so you had to learn a new language. But what stands out the most is when you shared about having to take a step, and every step you took, every move you made increased your confidence, where you were able to see it and to feel it and believe it I am smart. I can do this. I am equipped. And what an incredible blessing that people came across your path to assist you and assist your children. What I take away from your journey is just don't give up. Some people give up too soon, too quickly. And we hear this often, like, you were two steps away from that breakthrough. What you have been praying for and desiring was right around the corner, but you stopped and you missed out. And I get it, the reality of the difficult seasons. It doesn't feel good. We desire, we pray, and if we don't see it, we can easily become discouraged. And I'm hoping that our listeners will find a sense of hope and inspiration that whatever you are facing, don't give up. Don't throw in the towel. And I honor individuals who need to take a break and rest and pause. That's fine. That's fine. But just know that in your heart and in your mind, that you will get back up, get back in the game, and finish strong. And what I want to touch on, and you share like with the nursing, the hypnotherapy, and just the sake of maybe even clarification, because I am a believer of God, of Christ, and I find, and I say this because I know that everybody will have their own outlet, and I don't want anyone to dismiss the essence of the message and the journey due to terminology or practices that they might not be in perfect alignment with. But I would encourage everyone to find that place because it is true, biblically, scientifically. We are so accustomed to this conscious mindset, what we see in the natural, what we feel in the natural, but there's so much more to our being that we are to tap into and extract the greatness that God put inside of each and every one of us when He created us. And prayer, meditation, what's your thing? Tap into that place and be led by God, your creator, because it is about having that internal shift. Otherwise, we listen to the lies, we hear the lies, we believe the lies, we think we are the lies. That becomes our norm, and we never move forward. I'm happy to hear, Soodabeh, that you moved forward. Soodabeh, you moved forward.
The whole thing is there are hopes for all of us.
Yeah.
If we believe in God, and God didn't want us to go to suffer.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing to prevent us to reach our highest potential.
Yeah.
And that is the God-given potential. Believe in yourself and believe that the Creator is going to provide. But we cannot sit back and say, okay, God, help me.
It's
Okay,
not magic.
it's not magical. For every step we take, there is hope and there is help and the doors will open.
Yes.
And how did I know that? I mean, I would meet you,
Yes.
it's not just a
Not a
coincidence.
coincidence at all. It's not a coincidence. And please, listeners, tune in and tap in because when we hear the journeys of others, I'm telling you, it's not to minimize our stories and our situations. It's to provide a sense of inspiration and position you to find your own sense of empowerment, to remind you that you can do hard things. And as we said, it's not magical. I know a lot of us wish it were, but there is a role that we play. We have to make the moves and the shifts and take the steps. Soodabeh, what are you doing today to help others move forward in their journeys?
I work as a nurse, and that is part of my life mission and purpose to help them. I am an oncology nurse, so when I am working with them and to bring that peace and calming position. For those of, and I also have a private practice that I utilize all these modalities that I am, from holistic wellness, from hypnotherapy, and all of that. And I provide the information and the tools. Like majority of people, me included, is we have that self-limiting thoughts and beliefs that even though that sometimes we go and we take actions, but there is a limit, and that limit we cannot bypass that. And
Mhm.
also about worthiness, self-love, and all of that. That is my passion, to help my clients to overcome that limiting thoughts and beliefs, and learn to love themselves, and learn to have hope that, okay, I have hope, this is my action, and now I can succeed.
Beautiful, beautiful. You mentioned writing your book. What's the name of your book and how can we find it?
Yes, thank you for asking that. I published two books. The first book, which is mostly my the story of my life at the beginning and when I came to America, and also I share a lot of stories of my patients that allowed me to serve them and how I helped them. So that first book called Angel Nightingale, because angel is like, angels, and nightingale is for, because I'm a nurse, and Florence Nightingale is the pioneer of nursing.
Love that.
And that's where it came from. And my second book, Emerging You, it's mostly tools, that is how to overcome where you are, and literally takes the readers from where I was here and I didn't have any choices. I didn't know what to do. You are on crossroads, which direction you go and how to do that. And
Mm.
Emerging You became Amazon #1 bestseller actually in 2020. So
Congratulations.
thank you. So both books, they can find it on Amazon.
All right. Well, there you have it, everyone. Connect with Soodabeh, purchase those books, find your source of inspiration. And yes, I like what you said. You're at the crossroad. Which way are you going to go? What direction will you take? Soodabeh, it's been a pleasure connecting with you today. How can everyone else get in touch with you?
And through Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, my website, everything is under my name. Soodabehmokry.com is the name of my website. I have free guided meditation for relaxation that it can help people if they are experiencing a lot of stress in their life. And any other social media, I am available to talk. I also offer 20 minutes discovery session for people that, you want to make sure that we are a good fit before we
Yeah.
work. So that's a free gift from me.
Okay, well, we will be sure to include your contact, your links in the show notes. Again, we appreciate you being here with us, sharing your journey and providing hope and inspiration for other women to move bravely. Thank you.
Thank you, Shante.